What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to 49 Faithfully. We're your hosts, Miriah Lee and Teran Lewis. TL, happy Wednesday. How you doing? Is today Wednesday?
It's actually Tuesday.
Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Shit, I don't know
Happy
what day it is.
Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. And you?
Good. Hanging in, you know. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Chat, what's up? Good to see everybody. Me and TL didn't go live last week. I know I saw you guys with Steph. But you know, me and TL weren't here, so welcome. We missed y'all. Good to see everybody. Hope everybody had a great week. Hope everybody's had a great start to their week. Let's see. We got Don in the house, first in the door. What's up, Don? Appreciate you. Hashtag FF to get into the first giveaway before I start saying hey. I know the 49ers press conference is live right now, so I'm sure people will trickle in after that. But in the meantime, those that are here can win a prize for being here. What's up, Throwback? Good to see you. Appreciate you coming through. Red Jet Shell, what up, what up? Rob D, what's good, Rob? Got Maria in the house. What's up, Maria? All those that are watching the watch back on replay, what up? We appreciate you all for being here, for watching. But yeah, hashtag FF. We're going to start the giveaways with this goat right here, Jerry Rice, and with another goat right here,
Patrick Willis on Navarro Bowman.
In Navarro Bowman. So those are the two we're starting off with. Let me just run through what we got today for the rest of the giveaways. We got CMC fireworks. We got this stud right here, Jair Brown. Got Kittle Powerhouse. We got a Fred Warner. We have this, one of my favorite Nick Bosa cards that's been released so far. Fired up. And we got our quarterback, Brock Purdy. So those are the giveaways for today. Like I said, we're starting off with the Jerry Rice and the Navarro Bowman. So get in there, hashtag FF. So to start, I just wanted to let everybody know, those that tuned in to the Aces High podcast yesterday with me and Ty, already know, but for those that weren't here, you'll see some changes are happening to the channel, to pretty much everything that I have my name on right now. I'm dropping the 49 off of the Faithfully title and adding in Vegas so that I'm able to cover Vegas sports, to cover Vegas activities, to cover whatever I want to cover that's in Vegas. And of course the 49ers. So the channel's name will now be Faithfully in Vegas. And now you'll start seeing that name, and everything changing throughout this week and the next week as I get things done. So yeah, we'll still have obviously the 49ers show with me and TL, the Two Goat show with me and Steph. Now we have Aces High podcast with me and Ty, and we'll see what other shows I pick up as the season starts, but that's what we're doing for now. And yeah, it's not just going to be an Aces show. So those that are into the WNBA, that want to get into the WNBA, will be covering all of WNBA, but specifically, most focus will be on the Aces. So if you're looking to get into the WNBA, or you watch it now looking for a podcast, come through. We'll be live every Monday with the Aces High show. So that's what that is. And yeah, hashtag FF to get into the first giveaway. I see some homies rolling through. What up, Ty? Bebop-a-roni, I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Jason, what's up? We got Steve-O in the house. What's good? Let me see. Make sure I didn't miss somebody. Danny, what up, Danny? All right. So hashtag FF, first giveaway. We're going to draw that and then we're going to get into some 49ers stuff. Today is the second day of OTA, so we are going to talk about that. Me and TL I haven't even got to talk to TL about the schedule yet, so we're going to go quickly over that, do our record prediction, and go over some other stuff that's going on. So let's draw these two winners and let's get started. See, I'm drawing them before these people that are watching the press conference get in and try to steal your guys' prize. We're not letting that happen. The early birds are here.
Early bird gets the worm, right?
Yep.
As the old school saying says.
That's right. Let's share this up here. 8 of y'all in here, so not bad. All right. What up, Alberto? Hashtag FF. Hurry your ass up. All right, I'm going to draw the Jerry Rice first and then the Navarro Bowman. Let's see if Alberto going to hurry up or not.
Yep, there he goes.
All right, let's go. Good luck, everybody. This is for Jerry Rice. This Jerry Rice.
Wow.
Oh.
He came in and stole that.
Good thing I waited. Congrats, Alberto. It's Jerry Rice. All right. Now for Navarro Bowman. Good luck. Good luck. Hi. Congrats. Congrats. Let me take care of this. Get this off of here. All right. All right. So some news that came out of OTAs that we'll talk about. Obviously, we're not listening to the press conference, so we don't know what Kyle's there talking about. But some things prior to that came out. And some surprises, some non-surprises. Let's start off with 2 wide receivers that aren't there. Obviously, right, we're not expecting Brandon Aiyuk. We know he's going through contract, negotiations. We've seen it happen in the past. The players, why are you going to show up, especially to voluntary workouts and risk injury, risk anything happening while you're trying to get a contract. So I completely get why Brandon Aiyuk's not there. Now, the surprising part is that Juwan Jennings is also not in attendance. And Matt Mayoko had put out earlier, says, wide receivers Brandon Aiyuk and Juwan Jennings are not present for day 2 of 49ers OTAs. Aiyuk eyeing a contract extension, while Jennings has yet to sign his restricted free agent tender. At this point, Jennings cannot sign with any other team. Somebody in the comments then goes on to ask Matt and says, what happens if Jennings doesn't sign? And Matt says, Jennings doesn't get paid. Simple as that. Yeah. Are you surprised to hear that Juwan Jennings still hasn't signed his tender and is not in practice? Because normally this is something, it's not like Juwan Jennings is a person that misses OTAs every year. And no, he's normally there.
I don't blame Juwan Jennings one bit. 49ers been dangling this money every year on these 1-year deals and saying, oh, let me give you like $1 million more a season so you can stay and stay and stay. He's probably feeling a bit disrespected. We've been talking about this for the last couple of years. Like he needs a deal. Last year was one thing where it's like, okay, he's been proving himself. He's been coming in. He's been reliable. He brings his lunch every day because he's so physical. He's a great blocker, probably the best blocking receiver on this team. But yet you sit here and you don't, you just, like I said, I feel like they're playing games with him, just giving him this 1-year deals, when I feel like he's deserved at least a 3-year deal. Mm-hmm. It don't have to be like a 3-year, $50 million. Not what I'm talking about. Give this man like a 3-year, $18 million a year deal, and I feel like he'd be happy. He knows he's not the main guy on his team. He knows that, he's not the go-to unless it's third down, because we call him third and Jennings. But yeah, I don't blame this man one bit. He's, like I said, I feel like he feels like he's being disrespected. And then you go into the draft, instead of signing him an extra deal, you go into the draft and you not draft not one receiver, but you draft two. So you're telling this man, you're not in our future plans. We're going to use you as much as we can until we can't anymore, and sign you to these 1 year deals where we put you on a restriction where you can't go anywhere else. You're not letting him, you know, look at other options. But then, yeah, like I said, he probably feels he's being held hostage. Like, what more do I need to prove as a receiver, as a third down receiver who's reliable, who not only catches touchdowns but can throw them if need be?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And just, yeah, I don't know. It's disappointing because, like I said, we've had guests on here like JV, Ty, who've been saying the same thing. Like, the man deserves an extension and not these little 1 year deals where you're just dangling these little contracts. Oh, like I said, I'm not saying the money isn't good for a third receiver. It is. But at the same time, you need to give this man some kind of a deal where he feels like he has some comfortability, and to where he feels secure. Like, man, the 49ers really do want me on this team. But it's not looking like that. Like I said, you draft two receivers and pretty high. You draft one in the first round and you draft
Mhm.
one in the fourth. So you're, like I said, you're telling him, I have your replacement on this team. What do you think?
Yeah, that's how I feel about it too. I'd be very surprised if, he doesn't, if the 49ers don't offer him a contract, they're not going to offer him a contract. So he's either going to have to sign or you're going to lose out on money. And I'm not sure how then that if he loses that season against his eligibility, like if 49ers, if he sits out this entire season, I think the 49ers will still own his rights. So he's just going to end up screwing himself. So he's going to have to eventually sign it and play. I mean, I just don't. As much as I want Jennings to be here, obviously, and a part of this wide receiver core, I mean, the writing's on the wall, right? Like, we keep complaining about this, like you said, for years already. How come they're just giving him a tender? Give him a couple-year contract, give him some stability. They're not. So what can we do? What's up, y'all? I see you rolling in. McNiner, Sin. What up? What up? Hashtag smile to get into the second set of giveaways. The second set of giveaways is Jair Brown, George Kittle, and CMC. We'll be closing the show with Fred Warner, Brock Purdy, and the new awesome Nick Bosa fired up. And Nick Bosa is the next person we're going to talk about, because Nick Bosa is at OTAs. And Kyle was asked, well, what's the change? Because this is not like Nick Bosa to be at OTAs, right? And so he put it out there like this: 2020, they didn't have OTAs. 2021, Bosa is rehabbing from a torn ACL. 2022, Bosa was working on his contract. So, Nick Bosa, brand new spanking contract, at the beginning of the season, last season. His Ash finally shows up to OTAs and is in the building, which I'm very glad about that. We've seen, obviously, what the contract holding out, all that played onto, his season, and he didn't have the type of season any of us, including himself, I'm sure, wanted him to have. But this is the best sign of it, because the first opportunity he has to get in the building and get back to work, he's there. Along with Bosa, kind of wrapping all these people, a couple people that aren't there. Oh, well, Debo's leading the wide receivers, the same. He worked on his contract a couple years ago. His ass is at OTAs this season. So glad to see it. But the ones not, we talked about Aiyuk, Jennings. We got no Trent Williams, obviously. A couple that are working on side fields, so they're not practicing with the rest of the team, which they're either, coming back from injury, stuff like that. This one I'm not sure about, but our rookie wide receiver, what's his name? Not
Cowing or
Pearsall.
Pearsall?
Yeah,
Jacob
Cowing.
Cowing.
is in street clothes watching practice. I don't remember hearing about him getting injured during rookie minicamp or anything. So that's something we'll keep an eye on
Mm.
throughout OTAs to see what's the deal with him, because he's not even in uniform. He's in street clothes. They got Drake Jackson in uniform, but he's working on the side field. Kyle was asked about that, and he said Drake's not healthy yet, so he's over there working. Fred Warner is in house. He's not practicing with the rest of the team though. He is also working on the side field. We got Cam Latu. He's in street clothes, but he is doing work on the side field as well. So he's working back from injury. Hafanga, in uniform, working on the side field, coming back from that ACL injury. So that's kind of where we're at with those. Obviously, we know we got Brock Purdy in the house. The first looks at Josh Dobbs. So yeah, good turnout, I think, so far for OTAs, considering, the people that we kind of thought weren't going to be there, like with Trent Williams and Brandon Aiyuk. Like I said, good surprised with Nick Bosa.
Mhm.
Glad to see Debo in his new number 1 uniform in there working. So thoughts about any of those guys or any of the guys working back?
Yeah. So first and foremost with Bosa and Debo, I love it. Love that they're there. I love that Bosa. I agree with Alberto fully. Like he's taking that role as a leader, going into his 5th year. And I know it's eating him up the year he had last year. It was terrible. Like, I'm not gonna say he got an F, but like that wasn't the Nick Bosa that we're used to. You know what I mean? Like we expected him to get that quarterback size contract and put it to use and go out there and get like almost 20 sacks this season, but it didn't happen. So and it's funny too, because it's okay as a fan to say somebody didn't have a good year. I remember when the all defensive teams came out and all this other stuff, they're like, what, Nick Bosa? No, he didn't deserve it. Let's be honest, he didn't deserve it. Some people get too biased about, well,
Yeah.
our player should have been in there. They're going off a name instead of what the man did. That's what it came down to. But was disappointing as a Brandon Ayuk thing, you know. And I don't care how the 49ers get down. We as fans can still be disappointed. We looked at the last 2 years and how things have transpired. Debo held out, struggled. Bosa held out, struggled. Now we're getting the same thing with Aiyuk when Brock Purdy, this is the first year he's taken the reins as the starting number 1 quarterback healthy. He rehabbed last year. This is the perfect opportunity for him and Aiyuk to really be beast and get in a rhythm where it's like the Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams type things where Devontae Adams is not even looking at the ball yet, and he's in his route, and the ball's being tossed. That's how much of a rapport Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers had, and I could have saw that this year with Brandon Ayuk. But you guys want to pussyfoot around, mess around. Well, we be patient. You know how the Niners get down. I don't care how they get down. Doesn't mean that is the right way to get down. You know what I'm saying? You have the opportunity to bring this man into
Mm-hmm.
camp and build an even better rapport with Brock Purdy, but yet you're messing around and not getting this man in the camp. So I don't blame him or Jennings for not being in camp, to be personally honest. So yeah, like I said, I'm happy for Bosa, happy for Debo, because now the reason why they're there, in my opinion, is because they got their payday. There's no need
Mm-hmm.
for you now to sit out. And like I said, with Brandon Ayuk, I don't blame him because, like I said, this should have been done a long time ago. When things are coming. You said you guys always talk about we got the best front office. Parag Marate is the man. He can do X, Y, and Z. Well, listen. I mean, when are you gonna learn from your mistakes? When are you gonna learn that people come in and they struggle? When they hold out because they don't have the reps. I don't care how good of a player you are. It hurts a team when your best players are not in there. I get it, for getting the reps for backups is one thing. Yeah, it helps the backups get reps, but it doesn't hurt the continuity when it comes to the starters. You know what I'm saying? Because we know as
Right.
soon as he gets that contract, Pearsall can get all the work he wants. As soon as Aiyuk signs, he's on that bench. As soon as Jawan Jennings signs, he's on that bench. So, like
Mm-hmm.
I said, it's disappointing just seeing how things are going. And like I said, people, sometimes it bugs me to the fact that fans feel like the 49ers can do no wrong. I get it, they're human too, but to sit there and always put them on a pedestal, like, well, that's how we do things, and that's how we do this. We'll be all right. Okay, cool. But at the same time, when are you going to start showing respect to these players and saying, look, we value you? we're going to go ahead and give you this money instead of messing around. I mean, you got somebody like a Calvin Ridley coming to a new team and getting a payday. But then somebody who's been on this team, who's been putting in the work, has put himself as a number one weapon on this team as far as wide receiver goes, and you're still not paying the man. So that's what's disappointing. Like I said, it's kudos on one side for the players that showed up, and I'm not even upset about Aiyuk and Juwan Jennings not being there because, like you said, one injury, and now they have no negotiation. It's all on the 49ers to be like, oh, cool, we got the upper hand. Now we can control what we want to control.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like I said, it's cool. Like, I have no worries about the Niners are going to be a playoff team. I'm not, jumping off the bandwagon. I'm just saying sometimes the way they do business is not the right way to do business. Cause like I said in the beginning, the last 2 years have shown you when people hold out, they don't have the season that we expect. Everybody saw the 2021 Debo was praising him. Don't trade him. He gets his payday, blah, blah, blah. You mess around. You don't sign him until preseason. He gets his payday. The man shows up out of shape. You got Nick Bosa, new defensive coordinator, trying to implement some things or whatever the case may be. Whether he worked out or not, you still should have been there as a leader of this defense. Been out there showing what's going on. But I get it. Like I said, you don't want to go out there and get hurt. You're paying him late. He doesn't have the season that you expect. So when you're gonna learn from your mistakes? That's all I got to say on that, because it's wild to me. No,
Yeah, so
Chris Jones didn't have an off year, but we're not talking about Chris Jones. We're talking about the 49ers. We're talking about the 49ers and how they do business. I can't speak on the Chiefs because, like I said, Chris Jones came into a scheme he's used to. He came into a defensive scheme. But like I said, for the Chiefs, it's not showing that. But for the 49ers, regardless of what you say, it's a fact that people who get paid late and hold out the last couple seasons do not have the season that we expect. And that's an absolute fact.
So Nick Wagner put out a list of all the 49ers that they didn't see at OTAs today. So we got wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk, cornerback Treverius Ward, he was on the Up and Adams podcast this week and said he's still, rehabbing from injury and he expects to be full go by training camp. Juwan Jennings, we got Christian McCaffrey, Chris Conley, Dre Greenlaw, obviously. O-line Chris Hubbard, O-line Trent Williams, tight end Cam Latu, Jacob Cowing, and DT Malik Collins. I did hear Shanahan said that Collins had some arrangements like with his kid. I don't know if he's having a child or his kid's birthday or something to do with his kid. So he has excuse and he will be there afterwards. So yeah, that's that. I did want to talk about, let me pull up this real quick. Hashtag smile to get into the second set of giveaways. So linebacker Devondre Campbell, who was on the Green Bay Packers, who's now on the 49ers. He remember when the 49ers, maybe right before or around the time of free agency started, he had put out a tweet or something on social media that's pretty much made it seem like he felt he wasn't being used the correct way in Green Bay. He said he still has a lot more to give, and had they used him the right way, people would have seen that. So yesterday he puts out a tweet that says, I can't even lie. I'm having so much fun playing football again. The situation I was in was making me lose my love for the game, but I'm back having fun again, and I love that for myself. Thank you, God. Now, obviously, Green Bay Packer fans didn't appreciate that. They came all through his mentions, right? And so he just then puts out, a second thing that says, dang, I can't say nothing out on here without y'all getting upset. LOL. I love you as well. And I hope everyone is having a great and productive day. I started thinking this tweet that he put out, talking about that he had lost love. You grow up your whole life. These guys do playing football, playing for this moment that they get in the NFL and live out their dreams and take care of their families and all this, right, that come along with it. We hear so many times that, like Kittle, for example, says, I try to have fun with it because at the end of the day, we're playing a kid's game. We get to play a game for a living. Like, we should be having fun. You have fun playing games unless you're gambling in Las Vegas, right? Sam. Hey, Sam. What up, Daniel Barry? And I started thinking, like, how often does this happen to vets where they're either stuck on a team where that team's going nowhere year after year after year, right? Or they're stuck on a team with maybe the coach that they had that was running the scheme that they fit in either got fired or got a promotion somewhere else, and a new coach comes in and switches around the scheme, and now they're not fitting right in there, or all these different things like that can happen to these guys. And yet us as fans, we don't pay attention to any of this shit going on. We don't know that he's losing love for something that he's done his entire life. We didn't know that he's playing out a scheme and that Green Bay is not using him right, because we don't know that stuff until they come out and say it, right? And it's like, how often do these vets go through this, and yet us fans just see the stat sheets or see whatever the lack of what they're not doing, and we're so quick to just be like, oh, this guy's a bum, oh, this guy's falling off, oh, this guy's washed, all this shit. And it's like, like, finally we have a player coming out and actually saying these things, and it's like, I wonder how often this actually does happen, that like we have no clue what the fuck these guys are going through.
Yeah.
And it's nice to, it's not nice that he's going through that, obviously, that they go through that, but it's nice that, he's being honest and upfront, and and I love for him to be finding that love in football again. Like, that is so important with any job that you have. Like, I loved being a surveillance investigator in Las Vegas, but guess what? The people around me, the place I was working at, they made me fall out of love with what I was doing. And I hated going to work every day. And I used to tell myself, you used to be excited to get up for work and go to work. And now you're crying going to work every day. Like, something's wrong,
Yeah.
And the human element of things, like, hopefully, like, I'm pulling so hard, like, even if this guy wasn't on the 49ers now, like, but he is, and he has the perfect opportunity with Dre Greenlaw rehabbing, to come in and be like, this is what I needed. This is what I'm telling you guys about.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much said everything, and I think, like you said at the end, it's kind of like it's any job. It's one of those things where you feel like, man, this job is not using me to the best of my ability to make me succeed. Like, I want to be a supervisor someone. I want to be in management. I want your job someday. But they're not putting you in the best place to succeed, and they're using you in other aspects where, like, yeah, you're gonna succeed, you're gonna do your job, but it's like, man, I'm really good in this area, but you're not using me there. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like you said, you can use that with anything, but it comes to a time, and I get it. At jobs, you're not always gonna like your boss. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. But at the same time, if there's not a good vibe, and you just like you get up every morning and because you're supposed to love anything you do. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? You're supposed to love it. You're supposed to get up like me in the job I have. I love it. I get up. I get to mentor kids. I get to, you know what I'm saying? Like I get to I love it. So when you don't go to a job that you don't love, and you just wake up and you're just like, man, I have to dread this. When you're just there for a paycheck and not the job itself, you're gonna get burnt out at the end of the day. You're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
resentful and all this other stuff. So yeah, I'm glad that he came out and said it, and that's the way he feels. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a thing where, and I'm not saying it's equal, because the 49er fans got riled up too about what Snead had said, and then what Ray
Mm-hmm.
McLeod were saying. Remember how they were like, "Man, I feel like I didn't get an opportunity, whatever the case may be." We see it differently because we're just like, "Man, what are you talking about? We signed," you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, they're gonna feel how they feel because we're not in the locker room, we're not in camp, we're not in the practice field, seeing what's going on and stuff like that. So I'm glad he said whatever he said, and who cares if fans get pissed off? Like, it's your mentals that you
Mm-hmm.
got to deal with. It's just how you feel, and if you want to put it out there, go ahead, and don't be ashamed to tell people how you feel. It's kind of like, you remember that one time when Trey Lance, I think it was his second year, coming into us, and he said he had to see a counselor or whatever,
Mhm.
like a shrink, because his
Yeah.
mentals and stuff. People were telling, oh, he's not built for this. And man, like, don't tear a man down when he's coming out here and telling you that he's struggling with something. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's sad that we're in this environment where people feel like it's a weakness and stuff like that. And I agree with Bebop. Mental health is very important at work. You have to have that mental health. Otherwise, you're going to be at work, you're going to be miserable, or you're going to be looking at the time clock like, man, there's a time to clock out yet. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So, yeah, I get it. And I feel your pain on that because you, like you said, when we first met, you were like, man, I do surveillance of the table games in Vegas. I love it. I go to work, this is that. And then when they start messing with you and not giving you the opportunity to move up and all this other stuff, it's like, well, why not? I come to work every day. I'm on
Mhm.
time. I do my job to the fullest. Why not me? You know what I'm saying? So, and there's a lot of politics involved, but I won't go there. But you know what I'm saying. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I agree with everything that you said and what everybody in the chat is saying.
Yeah. Hashtag smile. Let's draw these giveaway winners. I'm going to draw Jair Brown, then Kittle, then CMC. All right. Good luck, everybody. Good luck. Good luck. And Sim, if you don't shut the hell up about what we're getting riled up, I'll get riled up about whatever the hell I want. Okay.
I let you know. I let you know what we're riled up about, Sam. Right underneath your comment.
All right. Jair Brown. Good luck. I can't wait till one day I'm going to meet Sim in person. I can't wait.
Oh, redraw.
Oh, I swear, me and Sim, we're so much alike. Like to have a person, a white girl, and a black guy, as similar, like the things that we think and say. Like there would be times that we were in like Breezy's chat back in the day, and
Hmm.
like we would just be like finishing each other's sentences because we'd be capping on the people in there and already know what the other one's gonna say. Like that's the type of
Chemistry without
person.
knowing each other is crazy.
Yep, I know. Congrats, Joel. Got Jair Brown. All right, Kittle, powerhouse. Let's see. Good luck. Maria wins everything. Congrats, Maria. All right, we got
Maria and
CMC.
Joel.
We gave away a card on the Aces show yesterday, and Maria won that too.
Dang. Alberto again. Another winner.
Alberto. Congrats, congrats. All right. Get this put away, and I'll set up the last giveaway in a minute. Congrats, y'all. Congrats. All right. Let me get this all fixed up here. I'm starting to work on giveaways this week, but I have to start with Twitter's first, and then I'll get to YouTube peeps. So just be patient. They'll be coming. Ty, I didn't even write your name on the Bowman card you won. Get rid of somebody else. All right. Let's take a look at the schedule.
Okay.
Are you planning to go to any games this season?
I never know when I'm going to go to the game. It just kind of
No,
happens if I
just
do.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try. We were gonna try to go to the Arizona game again because that's one we always know that we're playing them, and it's
Yeah.
close to be able to
Close.
drive, back and forth.
Yeah, a little 4-hour drive is easy. Yeah.
But then it came out that that's the last game of the season, and normally we go for my birthday that's at the beginning of December and our anniversary that's at the end of November.
Hmm.
So as I was, showing my wife once the schedule came out, she's like, well, why don't we try to go to our first game in May this season? So we're gonna try to go to, where is it? This the Versus the Rams,
Hmm.
the home game versus the Rams. So hopefully this December 12th game, I'll get to
Okay.
experience my first home game. It's a Thursday night game, so it's at night. I figured that would be good because I always hear people bitching about sitting on one side of Levi's. They get
On the
sunburnt and
sun.
stuff. So
Yeah.
at least I don't got to worry about what side that is or anything because it'll be, sun will be going down. So yeah, I think that'll be a good first, and against the Rams, so I'm like, that'll be a good first game, I think, to go to. Hopefully, crossing my fingers that everything works out for us to be able to do that. But let's go through. Let's kind of predict if we're going to win or lose these games and see where we have us sitting once we get down. So, season opener against the Jets, home. Normally, we've been these last few seasons starting games on the road. We won't even have a home game till week 2 or 3. But this year, we open up. I believe that's Monday night.
Monday Night Football.
Yeah,
Yep.
Monday Night
Yep.
Football against the Jets. Aaron Rodgers returned back from his injury. The Jets got, they're working on a stacked team over there. They're putting in pieces. Do you think that we end up winning that home opener?
This one I struggled with because I think it's going to be a tougher game than people think.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers. People say, "Oh, we're Aaron Rodgers' daddy because we beat him and all this other stuff." But man, that Jets team has a really good defense, and with Aaron Rodgers and that running game and those receivers, and I don't know. I think we win, but yeah, I think it's going to be a nice game. I think we get a W week 1.
Yeah, I think that should be a good game as well. Week
Yeah.
2 at the Vikings. Vikings have a new quarterback. We don't know what's happening with their wide receiver yet. We shall
Yeah.
see. Are you thinking that we take away a dub out of Minnesota?
Yeah, I think we do. If Sam Darnold's the quarterback at that time, I really think that we're gonna win that
Oh yeah, I
game.
forgot Sammy D over
Yeah,
there.
Sam Darnold's gonna he's right now QB1 behind, and then my boy JJ McCarthy, who I love, go blue. His is gonna be the 2. But again, it goes back to what we said about, like when you look at your roster, and I don't care about the Vikings, they can do what they want to do, but you got a new quarterback in with me, the best receiver in football, no chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have him in OTAs. Probably won't have him till probably training camp and all this stuff. Hey, if it's not us, I love to see it.
Yeah,
So
right.
go ahead and not get that chemistry with Justin Jefferson. So I think we win by at least 2 scores.
Yeah, and that's a good thing about playing like a team, especially like this early in the season, is that they don't have that chemistry. You're going back, you don't know if it's going to be Sam Darnold, if the rookie, like they'll probably have Sam Darnold start and the rookie sit behind him for a few weeks.
For
So the
sure.
49ers are in that gap right there, So yeah, I would love to have our defense get
Just eat them
Sammy
alive.
D, get Sammy D seeing ghosts, I love that.
Yeah.
Hashtag my QB to get into the last giveaway. Sorry guys, I got it set up
You see
now.
what Colt said? Don't sleep on the Vikings.
Uh,
32 years we haven't been able to win in Minnesota. Well, it stops now.
Bryant, that's so nasty.
It
What's that,
stops
BC?
now.
What's up, Kenny? Good to see you guys. Make sure if you guys aren't already subscribed to my guy Bryant Culp that you hit that subscribe button on over there. But yeah, hashtag my QB to get into the giveaways. Let me get this banner going. That is gross. 32 years we haven't been
Yeah.
able to win in Minnesota. Wow.
Yeah. Stops now.
Roger
I just don't
Craig
see them
finished
beating
his
us with
career.
Sam Darnold with the Vikings. Yeah.
Yeah, Sammy D. I hope it's Sammy D.
I think
All
it
right.
will be. Like you said, I think you're right. I think for maybe the first month, it'll probably be him.
So we got us going 2-0. Week 3 at the Rams.
I got an L there.
I think we split with the Rams this season as well.
I
And
do.
if I'm going to the other game, I'm hoping that it's this one that we drop a L.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all right, 2-1. We got Patriots week 4. Patriots are coming into Santa Clara, and they're a cluster over there. They got all kinds of moving parts, so who knows what the hell is going to be going on once week 4 hits. What you got?
I got a W.
Yeah, me too.
New England, I don't even know who's going to be their quarterback, and they're just it's a mess over there right now.
New coach, new GM, new all kinds of shit over there. So yeah, I'm hoping that these guys don't be embarrassing us at home against the Patriots.
Yeah. Oh, Brian.
All right. Week 5 versus the Cardinals. We got the little midget is back running the team. They got a new stud wide receiver. I've already been seeing clips posted. They're those two are putting in the work, you know. So what do you think? Do we split with the Cardinals this season? Do they sweep us? What you got?
I don't think they're ready yet. I think not till 2025, I believe, is when Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison start putting in work against people. So I got that W against the Cardinals.
All right. So we're sitting at 4-1. We go to Seattle. Back-to-back division games. This is the first time we're going to see Seattle without Pete Carroll. And how long? Since I can remember, he's always been the coach there. I swear.
I want to say he's been the coach there since like 2006, 2007.
Yeah. So who knows what? Like, I'm kind of excited or looking. I'm not excited, but I'm kind of interested to see what Seattle looks like this season without Pete Carroll.
Yeah. They had a lot of injuries last year too. Like, as a 49ers fan who's had our fair share of injuries too, like I don't feel sorry for anybody, but it all depends. Like I think see it sucks too because it's on a short week at Seattle, so that's tough. I'm going to say that we win that game.
Oh.
I'm going to say we win that game. I don't think they're going to be. I think because they have a new coaching staff, all this stuff, I don't think they're going to start picking up any steam until probably the second half of the season when they start getting more chemistry and stuff like that. However, though, if they're healthy with Kenneth Walker and Smith-Njigba and Lockett and all them, like they could be dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Week 7 versus the Chiefs. The Chiefs are coming back to Santa Clara. Can we finally beat the fucking Kansas City Chiefs?
Yes.
Woo!
I'm taking the W on that one.
Hallelujah. I hope. Even though obviously I want it to be that we beat them in the Super Bowl, right? There's no get back like beating them in the Super Bowl. But we need this win. Like, I don't care if it would have been preseason. I don't care if it's the last game of the season. It doesn't fucking matter. We need to beat the Chiefs. Rain, shine, snow, hail, heaven or hell. We got to beat the freaking Chiefs, okay? Now, if that means we got to lose in Seattle the week before, I'm taking that loss in Seattle to beat the fucking Chiefs the next week. I don't care. I just want a W against the freaking Chiefs. Oh, my God. Please. All right. Week 8. Cowboys. We got back-to-back home games. And they're the Chiefs and the Cowboys.
Sunday night football.
We're talking about getting our get back on the Chiefs. The Cowboys are wanting to get their get back on the 49ers. So, do they come to town and get it?
No. I think they would have had a better chance if Jerry Jones didn't open his mouth. Because I'm a fan, and that disgusts me talking about I want to show the world that we're the better team. Put me against San Francisco week 1 Sunday night football. The fans, the players are like, oh, really? Okay. Yeah, no, I don't think that I think we start the first half of the season very well.
That guy, I don't know if it's old age. It's like he's getting senile. He can't remember. He can't like, I don't know, to sit up there the entire offseason and say, we're all in this season, we're all in this season, we're all in this season, and the only thing that you do is bring back a scrub running back that you shipped off already. You didn't want him, but just the year before, and now all of a sudden you're all in and you sign him. And then on top of being all in with all your great signings through the offseason, you think that you want to face the 49ers the first week of the season. Like,
Yeah.
why would you want to do that to your team? Like, you want them to take an L to start off the season? Like,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous. But
Yeah. Yeah, just like you
didn't get his
said, on
wish.
offense, on offense, you got Ezekiel Elliott, who's washed up. He might not even get 600 yards rushing because
Oh my
he's so
God.
washed up. Then on defense, I think it's a good signing, but if this is your best signing for what you've lost, this is a bad idea. Like you brought in Eric Kendricks. Like Eric Kendricks is a good linebacker, but that's probably the most that's probably the if you look at your draft picks and you look at everything that you've done over the offseason, that's probably the the most excited that you should be about the player is Eric Kendricks. Like
Cowboys are
that just to
crazy.
me, that's crazy. I think we're gonna dog walk them Cowboys.
And I hope that we beat them and beat that guy's ass just so, like, oh, you didn't want to be on this team. You wanted to pick the Cowboys. All right. How's that feel? So if this happens, how we're saying, we're rolling into the bye week. I'm good with this bye week. I wanted it to be week 11. However, week 9, halfway through the season,
Yeah.
I'm great because some teams got week 4 bye.
That's crazy.
And I would
Yeah.
be pissed if you have to play 18 weeks of football, all the way to week 18, and your bye weeks in week 4. Like that. Oh God, it's so disgusting.
Yeah.
So we have us sitting what? One
Was that
loss so far.
7-1?
Yep. So 7-1 going into the bye. Coming out of the bye, we are in Tampa Bay. Baker, bake me a cake, leading those Tampa Bay Buccaneers, his second season at the helm. So, they didn't look too bad last season. I'm expecting, his chemistry with his wide receivers and, that team to be gelling a little bit more. I'm expecting him to look better this season. Do you think that we can beat the Bucs?
Yes. I think we
in
got them.
Tampa.
I think we can beat them. And congrats to Antoine Winfield Jr. getting that
Yeah,
extension, man. Like, man,
bag.
he's such a good player. He's one of the players that was on my radar when we were drafting a few years ago. Like, man, we need a safety, and we didn't know the status of Jimmy Ward and all this stuff. I wanted to bring him in so bad, but kudos to him, man. He's played there and he's been excellent for that team.
He
But
got a
yeah,
freaking bag.
yeah. But in saying that, there's even though Antoine Winfield got a W a couple days ago, he's taking an L against us.
All right. Our second game against the Seahawks. This time we're at home. Do you think the Seahawks have it together by week 11?
I think we lose that game.
I think we split with the Seahawks as well. I don't know which one we lose, which one we win, but I think that we split with them this season.
Yeah, I think we lose that game.
All right. So 2 losses we're at. Rolling into week 12 in Green Bay against Jordan Love, who now his second year as the starter in Green Bay. I'm expecting them to look better, expecting him to look better, which he already looked pretty good last season. Do the Packers get their revenge on the 49ers?
Yes, they do. I think we lose. That's the only time I think this is where we have like a little bit of a slump and we win. I mean, we lose 2 games in a row. I think we lose this game.
All right. So dropping a loss to the Seahawks, a loss to the Packers. And we got back-to-back games. So we got to go from Green Bay to Buffalo. We got the greats. You guys know how I feel about Josh Allen. That's one of my top guys. But when you don't have nobody to throw it to, shit's dangerous over there. They did draft a wide receiver that I like a lot.
Yeah, I love that dude.
But I like him off the field. I don't know if I'm going to like him on the field, but I love him off the field. He's great. They need to put him behind a mic because he's funny as heck. But the Bills, do we beat the Bills in Buffalo?
Yes, we do.
Woo. Good.
I think we do.
All right. So only 3 losses coming into week 14 versus the Bears. Caleb. Is Caleb going to have it together? He got a lot of weapons over there
A
in
lot of
Chicago now.
weapons. My goodness.
If he's what everybody says he is, does he come into Santa Clara and beat the 49ers?
No, he does not.
Wah, wah. Another win for us. All right. Week 15. Hopefully Mariah's there versus the Rams. What do we got?
W.
W. I hope so. I hope so. Because I don't want to be going all that way and be on my first home game and get a loss. I'll never go back, I swear. I'll be so heartbroken.
The Bears beat us to a home opener at Levi's. If you're talking about a couple years ago, it was in Chicago. If you're talking about that Trey Lance start, that they beat us.
That was an ugly game.
Yeah.
The rain game. All right. Week 16 in Miami. Got a lot of ex-49ers over there, coaches, players. They got faster, if that was even possible. That team somehow got faster in the offseason. Do we have enough to be able to stop everything the Dolphins got over there?
Yes, I think we do. I think we can beat them. We've shown past couple seasons that we're just a lot more physical than like they're a track team. You know, they're really, you know, they're to me they're more of a I can't think of the word. What's
Finesse.
finesse? There you go. They're more of a finesse team and we're more physical. And I think physical beats finesse every time.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that game. And week 1 too. You know, I didn't forgot to bring up the Saleh aspect, facing Saleh, but I like when Kyle gets to go against his, you know, coaches that have come up in his coaching tree under him. So this is, you know, the battle of the offensive minds. We'll see. All right. So week 17 versus the Lions. Lions are coming back to Santa Clara, trying to get their get back. The Lions, they've been on the way up so far.
Yeah.
Ever since that coach came in, each year they get better. So you think the 49ers lose to the Lions?
I do. I think we
right.
get an L in that game.
All right. Week 18, we end the season, hopefully not the end of our season, but the end of this season in Arizona, TBD. Do we beat Arizona?
Yes.
So all right, just want to make sure I counted it right. So we got 4 losses on the season.
Mm-hmm.
If we're coming in to the playoffs, sitting at 4 losses, you think we got what? The number 2 seed? The number 1 seed?
At 13-4, I think we'll be number 1.
First round bye. We haven't had a bye week since week 9. So a bye week 19 would be perfect. I would love it if that's the way things end up going. That would be beautiful.
Yeah.
Dang, Bryant.
Okay. I don't see that. But hey, I mean I would love to see it, but I can't fathom going 15-2. I just don't see that happening. Hey Brian, are you talking about that game where like when Jimmy Ward was a rookie and was being torched like 3 touchdowns by Brandon Marshall? That's the last time I remember losing to the Bears and on in a game at Levi's. Maybe we're thinking about a different game.
What's up, Bashar? Good to see you. He said he's busy, all right, but he's still here chiming in. So if he can do it, any of your asses can do it. So there's no freaking excuses, Bashar said. He said, get your ass in the fucking chat or else.
I agree, Bashar.
Hashtag my QB. Let's draw some giveaways. I'm so happy for Brock, man, to have his first
Full off
OTAs,
season.
his
Yeah.
first training camp. Like,
Mm.
man.
Without having to deal with without being a backup and without have to deal with rehab for an injury.
Mm-hmm.
He's put on some muscle. He's looking like
Yeah,
he
that
was
boy's
he
looking
was looking
buff.
sharp. He was looking sharp out there.
He's been throwing hay around.
Yeah, he looks. It was funny. There was this quarterback named Brady Quinn back in the day from Notre Dame. He was picked, and I remember he got critiqued that he had too much muscle. They were like, as a quarterback, he's too buff to where it gets you a little stiff in your throwing motions. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see what happens. But yeah, I remember that. I'll never forget when he was drafted, and that was a critique they had on him. And he didn't
Wow,
pan out either.
that's funny. I don't think Brock's too buff.
No.
I'm gonna freaking Bryant hashtag my kicker. I swear. All right, let's draw. All right, I'm drawing Fred Warner. Then we got Brock, and we'll end with Bosa. So good luck. This is the Fred Warner we got up on deck. Good luck.
Maria again.
Maria. I'm gonna have to send Maria a box. Shit. All her shit.
Her being a Chief, ain't she a Chiefs fan?
Yeah.
I guess she's used to being a
But
winner lately,
she is a
so
card collector, so
she's a card collector.
yeah. All right, Brock. Congrats, Maria. We got Brock Purdy up. Good luck. I
Bebop.
don't know. Danny, I hope Danny wins soon because look, he's buff in that picture. He's gonna kick our ass if he don't be winning something. Congrats, Bebop. That's all I see when the picture's circulating, like all these like cartoons, this, and all of a sudden this big ass muscle, like, yeah. I'm like, dang, you better win something soon. See, Bebop, you haven't been around, you come back and you win. How about that? Bebop-aroni. Congrats. All right, we got the Nick Bosa fired up. Nick Bosa's fired up for the season. So he's already in there working. He said, I guess since they used me for this schedule release, I should show up to work.
Yeah.
See?
Oh, look, there you go.
Yeah.
You spoke it into existence.
See, Danny, I didn't want you to beat me up, so I made sure you won the best prize of the day. Congrats. Congrats to all the winners. Let me get this. All right. Get this off of here. Get back up here. Hey, Chrissy.
Hey, Chris, ain't seen you in a while.
Yeah. Let's say congrats to the homies real quick. All right. That's all that I really had for today. I did have us to talk about the Dwight Clark Legacy event, but really the only thing I wanted to really say on that is that after seeing, for those that saw it, the Alden Smith interview with Matt Miyoko, and Matt tells him at the end, hey, the 49ers are having the Dwight Clark Legacy event, and pretty much like offered him an invite at that time. And Alden said, yeah, sure, I'll go. I was kind of wondering, let's see if like he really, like, is he really serious this time? Like, I fucked up. I went, I got help, I did my time, I did this. I'm serious. I want to get
Yeah.
back into he talks about he wants to start coaching. He wants to get into helping, other football players that are struggling like he was. Um, and as I was listening to that interview, which is a great interview, if you haven't watched it, make sure you check it out. And I'm just like, like this would be a great step, to show like, hey, like, yeah, I fucked up when I was with y'all, but look, I'm back, like we have so many old players coming in and out of those doors all the time that have some part in, with the 49ers now. And it's like, reach out the hand, let him come back, start like help him a little to get on track if he needs that, whatever,
Yeah.
And the first thing that I saw when I pulled up the very first clip of the legacy event was all the ex 49ers standing across the street, across the stage. And there you have Adam Smith at the end.
Mhm.
And I was so happy to see him up there just because it's like, okay, like I really, really hope that this time, like, whatever that bad shit that was happening, like you got help and the help actually helped this time, like it obviously didn't help the first time, the second time, the third time, but hopefully it helped this time and that he's actually serious and he's obviously making the steps to try to come back, get around the team, get around his football guys, get back into that football world, after obviously we know he came back and had a little stint with the Cowboys, but
Yeah.
that was what it was. But so it was good. It was good to see. Oh yeah, you got hey Miss Debbie. Miss Debbie was there. She said, I loved meeting and talking to him while at the event. That's so awesome. I'm glad that you guys got to talk to the players and it seemed like awesome. I haven't been able to see like, they just post little clips here and there. Like I would like to wish they would like record the whole thing and even if it's like 2 weeks after, at least put it
Yeah,
out for that, aren't there that can attend to see the thing.
for
Um
sure.
yeah, it seemed pretty awesome. Everything the quarterbacks were talking about, like it was awesome seeing Brock up there with the old guys with, Steve and Alex Smith and um, so that was pretty cool. They talked about a lot of cool stuff. But yeah, my number one takeaway, and I know that's sad because there's so much other stuff happening, was that Alden Smith was at the event, and I was so happy to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's one of those players on my list that, what could have been.
Mm-hmm.
I remember he came in the same year as JJ Watt, and I remember the first 2 years, like game for game, they were on the same level. And matter of fact, after 2 seasons, I think, or 3 seasons, whatever it was, I think Alden Smith had like 44 sacks in 50 games. Like the man was just unhurt, like he was unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
And then like it's just unfortunate that the alcohol started getting to him. We just kept hearing things like, oh, he showed up drunk, and then I remember he got into that car accident, and they were like, and then he came out and said, "Oh, I swerved from hitting a deer," and then all this other stuff, and everybody kept saying like, and everybody was just like, "Nah, that doesn't sound right." But yeah, it's unfortunate that he let and this is not a bash session for Alden Smith. It's just a fact. Like he let the alcohol take over, and then he just couldn't get right. Like I just and I remember Jim Tom Sula kept saying after they finally released him, he was like, man, he was like, this is not about giving up on the guy. This is about us telling him like he needs help. Like he needs to really go to rehab and get some help, and because we love the young man, and that was
Mm-hmm.
it was a great speech by Jim Tom Sula. Like and those even though he wasn't a good coach, but he was a good man. Like you can tell he cared about the players and stuff, and it was just unfortunate that he didn't pan out the way he was because he could have been a Hall of Famer if he went with staying at that path. But like you know what? But we have our plan and God has His, as I like to say. And I'm not saying that God was made him an alcoholic. What I'm saying is his path was different than what we thought it should have been.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one of those things where yeah, I'm glad he showed up. And who knows? Like if he's right, you know, if the 49ers want to say, hey, you know what? Chris Cassera can be like, hey, you know what? I need help on this D line. Come be my coach or whatever. I would love to
Yeah,
see it
like
because the man
assistant.
showed, yeah, the man showed, his rushing package, and he was great. Like this man was just an absolute beast. So yeah, I'm glad that he looks good. He looks like he looks
Hmm.
like he's been taking care of himself, and that's all. At the end of the day, that's what matters.
Yeah.
That you run your own race. It doesn't matter where you start, is where you finish. You know what I mean? It looks like he's finishing on a great path. So kudos to you, Alden Smith. I hope you can one day be contribute to this organization somehow. So
Yep.
yeah,
All right. That's it. That's all we got for you guys today. I'll be back Thursday with Steph Sanchez at 3 Pacific time for the Two Goat Show. Chat, you guys are awesome as always. We appreciate you guys coming through. What that liquor could take you to a whole new world. Yeah.
yeah. My dad was a flat out alcoholic. I used to see that man go through like a case of beer and then go get more and then go get his Mickey's. And I mean, that man, he could drink. I'm just
Hmm.
like, man, and it's sad because sometimes it gets to a point where you drink so much that when you wake up in the morning, you can't even function unless you drink a
Yeah.
beer. Like it's sad how that stuff can happen. We're watching this movie last night. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. Me and my lady were watching it. It's called Way Up or something like that. It's with Ben Affleck. When he was he played high school basketball and was like a phenom, and then when he grew up, he had offers to Kansas, and it didn't work out for basketball. Then he ended up being just a flat out alcoholic. But
Mm,
but anyway, he goes back and coaches his old high school team. But if you haven't watched it, it's on Netflix or Amazon Prime, one of them two. If you get a chance, go check it out. It's a really good movie.
have to check it out.
Yeah,
All right. Good job,
great
Danny.
job,
2 years
great job, my
older.
brother.
So,
See, yeah, good job.
yep, one day at a time. 2 years is a hell of an accomplishment. So,
Yeah,
congrats to you.
absolutely.
Um, and yeah, fam, me and TL will be back next week. Me and Ty will be back Monday for Aces High podcast, and then I'll be back Thursday at 3 with Steph Sanchez for the Two Goat Show. Everybody have a safe, wonderful rest of your week. Miss Debbie said it was a great movie.
Yeah, it's really good. Like I was shocked. I was like, why? And I'm a movie buff. I love movies. And then like for me to not even hear about it was crazy. I read the trailer. I'm like, oh, this looks good. So yeah.
Speaking of liquor, Rob says I'll check that movie out when I get back from the liquor store. I can't stand y'all. I swear.
Rob,
I'm
I
leaving
don't
now.
expect I don't expect anything less from you, Rob.
All right. I love y'all. We're out of here. Until next time, stay safe. We're out. Peace.
Peace.